Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome to another beautiful episode of the Sahur Kitchen. Today in the kitchen, we'll go down the route of education. I have a capable hand to do justice to this topic, inshallah ta'ala. Join me on the other side of this break while I bring on my guests. Stay with us.
Thinking of the perfect gifts this Ramadan season? Honeywell Ramadan Pack is the perfect gift to have and to share, either at Sahur or Iftar. Honeywell Ramadan Pack has something for anyone and everyone. Also, introducing the new Honeywell Ramadan Mini Pack. Why buy in pieces when you can get all Honeywell product in one single pack and save yourself some money while at it? Honeywell Ramadan Regular and Mini Pack are available at all key stores nationwide. Ramadan Kareem from Honeywell Flour Mill.
You're welcome back if you're just joining us. It is Sahur Kitchen, and this morning, inshallah ta'ala, we'll look at the effects of this pandemic on education. Our children are at home now. How has it been for them? And we'll take a look at that today. To do justice to this discussion with me, Dr. Hakeem Owolabi. He's an educationist. He's a child psychologist. He also handles a lot of trauma management. Dr. Hakeem, Jazakumullahu khayran for coming. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Good to have you in the kitchen. A heavyweight in the kitchen, mashallah.
Heavyweight hits too.
Heavyweight hits. Oh, great. So what are you cooking for us this morning?
Yes, we'll be looking at spag jollof or jollof spag.
Okay, anyway choice. So talk us through your recipe.
Well, we have the spag itself.
Honeywell spaghetti.
The Honeywell spaghetti. We have vegetable oil, very nice one with the golden color. We have a blend of pepper, tomato, atarudu, onions, and other ingredients, salt and so on and so forth. Then we have tonfish. I've actually pieces them into the right proportion that we want. We have
some seasoning cubes.
We have chopped carrots. Yeah. And we also have chicken. Yeah.
Great. Mashallah. So very quick meal, I hope. How do you like to start? Just so I'll be assisting you. Okay. Lift this, lift that.
First, I'd like to parboil my spag.
Okay, I'll just boil the water. While we wait for the water to boil, what else would you get done? Okay. How do you like the spaghetti? Do you want it whole or broken?
No, let's get it broken.
Okay, so I'll do that. What else would you do?
Okay, while that is going on, let me season this.
Okay. Okay, I'll get that. So, doctor, when this whole thing started, I think even before the lockdown began, the schools had kicked out the kids and sent them back home for safety reasons, obviously.
I think we were able to get closer to the end of the term. Okay. Except that a few schools didn't complete the term with the examination. Yes. A few other quickly rushed the
SS3 students were most hit by this.
You know, at the time the holiday was closer to us. The SS3 are supposed to be on extramural classes or an extension class, so that while others
Can I put the chicken in?
Yes, let's put the chicken
in. Water, do you put water, do you cook with water? Some people don't.
No, we don't need to.
Okay.
We don't need to.
All right, so so this SS3 students normally would have stayed back at school.
They would have stayed back at school and continued with their learning, while they hopefully wait for their examination.
Yes. Now, so they are stuck because they really don't know what tomorrow holds for them. The pandemic has unduly elongated the time they would have had to write exams.
It is very sympathetic that the world is facing this. But it is actually affecting education very seriously. Okay. If you look at the higher institutions in the country, the universities are closed down, the polytechnics, the colleges of education, and other institutions of higher learning are all closed down. Again, we also have other specialized institutions also closed down. But most affected are the primary school, the nursery school, and the secondary schools. All have to be shut down for now. And so there's going to be a small problem, or do I say a big problem? Problem because I'm sure that those teachers at the public school will probably be paid. The fate of the teachers at the private school, we cannot say.
So the public teachers are civil servants and
they are
get
civil
their
servants,
pay.
and
It's
so
the
they will
private
be paid.
ones now.
The private ones, I know that some of them will be paid. I know that some of the owners of the private schools too will have one complaint or the other to lodge in here and there. And that those are some of the problems we can actually see in this.
So for your spaghetti, you say you want to cut into.
Yes, I want to parboil that. Let's break it into
no problem.
pieces.
I'll handle that. So
again, we are also going to have a problem with the external examinations.
Okay.
You see, a few months back, I think around March, the JAMB exam was conducted, and I think up till this time, a few of them have actually had their results.
Yes,
I think immediately the coronavirus became an issue, then the results stopped coming. And then,
so Prof, in that instance, for those that already have their results, does it stay valid, or they would have to write another JAMB?
I'm sure that JAMB will not ask them to write another one. I'm sure they will not do that. I'm sure that the entire world will be able to find a solution to this pandemic very soon. But the situation as it is now is that those students will have to wait until these problems are over so that they know their results, and then they can actually know what next to do. Again, we will also be having problems of the learners of our nursery school, primary school, having to stay at home. Having to stay at home has its own cost on the parents.
Indeed, extra meals.
Extra meals.
Before it would have been free, but now there
will be a lot of shouting here and there, and then most of those problems that have been passed on to the teachers we now have to stay home, and the parent will have to battle with all of that. And that will also be another challenge with the parents. And then there will also be the problems of, particularly this one will be going to the private school. Are we going to pay for the third term?
Indeed. In fact, I've heard different rumors. I've heard SS4. I've heard fourth term. I honestly don't know what's going on anymore. I'm lost.
Well, I think it is largely because we are running a manual type of education here.
How do you mean, sir?
Yes, you know that our education in Nigeria has largely been, you have to see the teacher, you have to see the board, you have to write on the board. We do not avail ourselves the opportunities provided by technology. Most of our teaching are not technology driven. We are not IT focused, and so we rely a lot on physical teaching and manual learning. We are not saying it's not, that is, we can do without having to make physical contact. But then at this level, at this 21st century, there has to be a component of technology and the human component in whatever we do. That is going to pose a very big problem to us.
Speaking of which, I mean, I believe, where do we put the learning that's going on TV and radio? I imagine this is part of us embracing the new technology.
Yes.
However, we already have major challenges. I mean, these students have complained that they receive the tutorials over the TV, for example, but it's just one way. They're not able to ask questions, so even when they're stuck, when a particular topic is being treated.
Yes, that is because it is a technology made for all. It is not something that is customized, that will allow you to ask a question.
Indeed.
You understand? Because we have simply refused to make sure that Nigerians are tech-driven. We are text-savvy. The government, do I say, or on our own, the level of poverty has actually disallowed many of us to be tech-savvy and tech-driven. And that is why this problem is very, very heavy on us today. If not, what you are saying is just what is limited to those of us in the urban areas. You are not talking of people in the rural areas.
What's even open to them? Absolutely nothing.
They do not have smartphone, they do not have iPhone, they do not have provider-enabled phone, and they rely on I mean, human messages to still get to their people. In the,
we're talking about these ones that are sitting at the tree to
yes,
learn.
Yeah. We have seen quite a number of them sitting down under the trees. We have seen several of them sitting down inside the mosque, in the churches to learn. And so when you say we have something on the TV, we are probably not talking. We are not talking to those people.
We've actually
again. You also need to know that there is a problem of power supply. There's a problem of power supply, and so if I have to watch the TV, then there should be power to.
Doctor, I'm going to cut because we need to take a break now. So the spaghetti is already boiling. You want it parboiled? That's what I heard you say. Yes. So I'm sure we can take that off any moment. Okay. And the chicken is getting done. We'll go on a break now. We'll return from the break. We will continue. We're discussing the effects of this pandemic on education, and indeed, we all agree that it's affecting almost every single one of us, one way or the other. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, here is Sahur Kitchen, and we have advanced the spaghetti is parboiled, so it's sitting in the strainer waiting. The chicken is mildly fried, and then pepper just on the fire now. What's your plan for the pepper? Let me understand.
I'm trying to fry it.
It's jollof anyway, so eventually the spaghetti will be reintroduced. Yes. And just before the break, we're talking about. I'll take that off here. We're talking about this pandemic, the impact of it on education generally, and you've established the fact that we are not there yet. We're not where we should be, and we're struggling, or we seem to be struggling because we're very manually inclined. We are. In terms of the way we run our educational system. Yes, we are very manually inclined, and that is really showing up its disadvantages during this pandemic. So what would be the ideal? Where should we be? And with this now, this is really a learning point for every single one, but I think a lot of industries are affected, not just the educational sector. Not just education, it has affected every part of our human endeavor. So how would the education, how do we rescue that sector, and how do we come back? What kind of comeback do we expect to see? Yes, I think we have learned a lot of lessons from this. Okay. Even if we do not seem to know when the lockdown will be over. Yes. Even when it seems that we do not know when the pandemic will be captured and arrested and flung out of our human. We need it out of. We need to kick it out of the planet completely. Of the human race. But still, we need to do a lot. Our governments, people, everybody, examination bodies, parents, teachers. I mean. So speaking of government, what do we expect from the government? How should the government has to change the narratives first. Okay. Okay. It is very difficult to find any government in Nigeria, any government, and I mean, whether at the federal level or at the state level or even at the local government level, to meet up with the UNICEF, condition for a good education. It has said 26% of the annual budgetary allocation should go to education. And what are we doing at the moment? None of the levels of the government has ever voted 26%. None has voted 20. None has voted 18 of the national budgetary allocation or the state allocation to education. None has done that. So we need to appeal to people running government. They go outside this country, they go to Finland, they go to Germany, they go to UK, they go to US, they go to Saudi Arabia here, they go to most of the Arab countries, and they see what these people are doing. And so if they see them, why do they come back home and still make sure that they are frivolous, they are trivial with what will better our country? So what kind of changes really do we see? Let's just, for argument's sake, indeed the next government allocates this 26%, and what do they do with it? What kind of changes are they supposed to bring into play? Of course, we know that the changes we need must be changes that will meet up with the
21st century.
Okay.
This 21st century is not a century for manual activities. It's a century for technology. It's a century for people that are highly cerebral. It is not a century for, I want to hold the chalk, I want to do this and that. It is a century where the world has become a global
How
village.
long do you need the sauce to...
I think we should be okay by now. I think by now I should be okay with that.
Okay.
I think we are okay now. Or let's just give a few more seconds, and then we'll be okay with it. Let me return it back here. So, what are the things we need to do? We are still crawling. We still have a part of Nigeria where people sit down on the trees to learn. So where do we put their computers? We still have in a part of Nigeria, even in major states, you still see 70 students in a classroom meant for 25 students.
Indeed.
You still see a school where files are transferred, where we have a lot of messengers still having to run files, and each time there is a fire outbreak, we say we have lost all the documents. We still have a situation where we still ask our students to define, explain. I'm not doing those things. Like you have asked me to come and cook. Of course, anybody could be a good cook in paper, but may not be a good cook.
They won't translate it in the kitchen. You're right.
Kitchen.
I know, Doc, something just crossed my mind now, especially now. We're struggling a lot because perhaps if we had engaged our science students over time, all the issue of, the virus that we're struggling with, perhaps we would have them actively carrying out research at the school level.
Exactly. You have just provided a solution. And those are the things we'll be asking our government, our people, our parents, everybody to look up to. There are companies in this country that we need to look at those geniuses that we have in this country. There are good boys and girls in this country who can turn things around. And we really need to look at them. They're in our schools. They're in the villages, they're everywhere.
If you permit me to take you out of, not necessarily out of what we're discussing. So the challenge is, how do we marry what we're doing with the education? Because if you ask me, I'll say we are paper-centric. We love certificates in this part of the world. And then you come up with all the certificates and you still can't get the job because somebody is saying to you that they need X number of years of experience, even though you have just left the school system. And genuinely, we have HR consultants struggling, saying this person is not employable. What does that even mean? That they've gone through X number of years in school and they are not worthy to be in the job market because they have nothing to offer. How do we...
I think that is a problem that we have allowed the outsiders to see us inside out. They have seen what we are doing. They know that most of the people that are managing our schools, those who are our teachers, those who are our tutors, who are our educators at the various levels of our education, are just transferring one note of 1970 to the next. They know it, they saw it. They didn't just wake up one day and say the Nigerian graduates are not employable. No, they have experienced it. They're not just saying it. They have asked our graduates to write letters of application and they have fumbled. They have asked engineers who have first class, second class,
in civil engineering, and they cannot construct.
Come and do this, and they can't do it. A common staircase around the street. Just come and do it.
You have to stretch your leg like this to step on.
Most of our graduates can't do it, and so it is not something that is coming from the blue. Somebody is not just formulating it. Somebody has actually experienced it, and it is a fact that people can postulate from what they saw that the Nigerian graduates are not employable. So when you look at why did we get to this level? Yes, I think it is good to go now.
So what would you do now? At what point do you put the... When is the chicken coming in and the fish?
Yes, they are going to come in when the jollof spag is done.
Oh, I see.
They are going to come in when it is done.
So the Honeywell spaghetti is being reintroduced into the sauce now. We need to go and get the table set. Time for Sahur is almost here. I'm going to go off now and start the cleaning and then get the table set. Of course, I leave you with Mariam. Let's see what's going on in her kitchen, and then you'll see us at the dining. Stay with us.
Thinking of the perfect gifts this Ramadan season? Honeywell Ramadan Pack is the perfect gift to have and to share, either at Sahur or Iftar. Honeywell Ramadan Pack has something for anyone and everyone. Also, introducing the new Honeywell Ramadan Mini Pack. Why buy in pieces when you can get all Honeywell product in one single pack and save yourself some money while at it? Honeywell Ramadan Regular and Mini Pack are available at all key stores nationwide. Ramadan Kareem from Honeywell Flour Mill.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You're welcome to another episode of Kitchen Time with Mariam. I remain Mariam Mustafa, and today we'll be making fruit crust. Fruit crust is just a combination of different grated fruits. So we are grating different fruits ranging from, green apples, red apple, pineapple, orange juice, and carrots. So I'll be grating all these ingredients. All I have mentioned are the ingredients I'll be using for this episode of Kitchen Time with Mariam. I'll go on a short break now. When I come back, I'll start the process of the fruit crust. You're welcome back. So I would like to wash my bowls and my grater so we can start the process of the fruit crust. So it's very good to be hygienic. So wash your hands, wash your fruits very well. So you start grating the fruits. So I'm maintaining the smaller part of the grater. So I think I'm okay with the carrots that I've grated. So the next one is I'm going to my green apples. So the next one is the red apple. So I'm done with the red apple. So now I'm moving to my pineapple. Along the line, some of the pineapple might break, so you have to pick it and make sure you grate it. I'm sure some of you are eager to see the outcome of the whole grating. So I'll get my spoon and wash my hand first. So I'll be mixing it all together. See how colorful it is. We have the orange, the green, the red, and the yellow for the pineapple. So you chill and serve as well. And for the sake of this, so I'll be having, let me get my spoon. So you can try this at home. Very tasty. When you try the recipe, you can share on our social media page. Till I see you again tomorrow, Masalam.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, we are at the tail end of today's episode. We are ready to have our sahur. We talked about the effects of the pandemic on education. Dr. Hakim, in a nutshell, what lessons would you say we've taken away from this pandemic in the educational sector? Pretty much, what lessons?
Alhamdulillah, we have to continue to praise Almighty God for sparing us. Yeah. Nigerians, whether as leaders, as Nigerians, as parents, as teachers, we all have one lesson or the other that we have learned in this pandemic, that we need to have our data.
Doctor, you said you don't cook, that you only boiled water. This came out well. Mommy, thank you for the tutorials. You did very well.
And we need to thank the sponsor of this program for providing all that we need to be able to come out. Yes, and that tells us that if we have good items, good materials on ground, then the skills embedded in all of us will be seen. And that is another lesson that we all need to learn in the country, knowing that education is the bedrock of whatever we have to do. We need good lawyers, we need good doctors, we need good cameramen, we need good sound engineers, we need so many experts in their various
parents
fields.
should stop imposing their own ideas.
Yes, parents should not impose their ideas on children. And then we need to tap into the opportunities provided by technology in today's education, which is what the world is driving towards.
MashaAllah. Jazakumullahu khayran. You also need, of course.
I have to taste what I cook.
Doctor, we have this for you. Courtesy Right Foods Limited, makers of Biggie drinks, Biggie sausages, Biggie water. We want you and your family to stay refreshed every single day of Ramadan.
Yeah.
But that's not all. So we're going on with this.
Thank you so much.
In addition, we do have this for you from Honeywell. Yes.
Oh, Ramadan Kareem.
Yes, indeed. So you have the quicks, you can make your spaghetti very quickly, macaroni, you have noodles, semolina, and the wheat meal. So we want you to enjoy even more of Honeywell. Okay,
I really appreciate this.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for your time.
Bless the company. And bless you too for bringing me on the program. And the rest of the people who joined with us on this program to make it a fantastic one.
Jazakumullahu khairan. That's how far we can go on the show today. Join us same time tomorrow, Bi'Iznillah, when we'll bring another beautiful episode of the Sahur Kitchen. Until then, stay blessed.